What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I've been MIA for a month. I haven't posted on YouTube for a while. I've been busy working on this thing, and it's trying to get the better of me. I've even got a few new gray hairs in my beard. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw I pulled the motor back out. I had some speculation that I had some excessive blow-by due to the improper gapping of my rings. I should have never second-guessed my work, but I did, and I pulled the motor out. I ended up doing a leak down check on the motor, and every cylinder came out 10% leak down, which is great, especially with a motor that's cold, so when it warms up, it's only gonna get better. And then I did a compression check, and it came out over 200 again on every cylinder, so the motor's really healthy. We ended up finding out the issue, so we got a lot to go over in this video, so thank you guys for joining me again. Hit like, hit subscribe. Really enjoy you guys being a part of this journey with me, so let's get it going. So if you follow me on my Instagram, you know I pulled the motor back out. Why? Because I doubted my work, and I should have never done that.
Oh no! Don't start to doubt yourself! Be confident!
I pulled the motor out. We thought we were getting blow-by, and the reason why I thought I was getting blow-by was the amount of air that was leaking out of the valve cover. I had not experienced that before, and when I was doing a boost pressure test on the whole system, I was getting a lot of air coming out of the valve cover. I thought it was blow-by. I ended up being incorrect, and it ended up being the PCV ports in the top of the head. But before I knew that, I'd already pulled the motor. Thankfully, I didn't tear it down. That was my first problem. Should have done a leak down before I pulled the motor. Dumb.
Don't beat yourself up.
Anyways, we learn, we live, we learn. It's part of it. So, pulled the motor out. Everything was fine, except for I think there's 6 ports on the top of the head that's a part of the PCV system on this N55. Well, when I was doing these tests and I was bringing it up to 25, 30 PSI, that is way higher than most of these engines are used to seeing. So all that air was coming out of that through the valve cover and blowing out of my oil cap. So that was my issue. Thankfully, Omar over at Vader Solutions in Mesa, he was talking to me about it. He asked me that question, did you plug your PCV ports? And I said, huh? Well, I did not, and here we are. So we tapped those out, put plugs in them, and did a pressure test on the whole system, and everything checked out great. So we put the motor back in, and that fixed most of my issues. We're still having an issue in third gear. I just reflashed my XHP. I put a stage 4 on it and just made sure everything's correct. But I've done some fourth and fifth gear logs. They look really good. 22 PSI right now, hitting targets, no timing corrections. Everything looks really good. So Carrie's probably gonna see my logs after this weekend and hopefully give me some new adjustments, and we can start really turning this thing up. There was a lot of events that led up, though, to me pulling the motor again. One of the events was obviously in doing this whole system, I was having a lot of boost leaks. And one of the things that I did not have confidence in was the Turbo Smart blow-off valve. Worked great for the PS2 and handling 22, 24 PSI on that system. But when I turned this one up to 30, 32, I was getting extra leakage out of the atmosphere, the vent to atmosphere on that blow-off valve. So I decided to design a block-off plate for that turbo, and it'll actually work for all the turbos. And now we are going with, I went with the Tile 50 millimeter blow-off valve. We put it on the charge pipe, got it clocked correctly, and it's sounding really good. So that's something I'm gonna be offering in my online store that we're hopefully gonna launch at the end of this month. We got the front mount intake all figured out. Got all the flanges being machined right now. We are going to be making these charge pipes with the Tile 50 millimeter flange And then I'm going to also be selling the block off plates, which I'll throw a picture up here what the block off plate looks like. I got it all machined CNC. It looks really awesome, fits really nicely in there. And then that way you don't have to fuck with that. That's the whole problem with that thing. That blow off valve is in the worst place possible. It's in between the turbo and the motor, in a place where it is so hard to get to. Just throw a block off plate on it and forget about it. Don't worry about it. Anything that you got to do is going to be up here on top. So that's one of the reasons why I did that. So for everybody that's going to upgrade their turbo, I recommend this. It helps you not have to worry about dealing with that blow off valve down there. Get to put a nice tile 50 millimeter, and it's got you all your whoosh noises. So working on that part still. So hopefully we'll have that figured out in the next couple weeks. So here's a little announcement. I am going to Beamer Invasion in LA. So right now I am signed up for the show and shine. I have, I'm on the wait list for the vendor. Maybe I get in, maybe I don't. But I've also registered to do the VIP section. So fingers crossed we get in one of those upgraded sections, or I get a vendor spot, and then that way we can show you guys all the new parts. Got some other new parts that are getting designed right now. I'm working on that. I hopefully will have the test set machined by the end of next week. There's some dressing stuff. It's not anything performance-wise, but it'll definitely make your engine compartment look a lot better. And some other areas too, but I'm not gonna give it away yet. So definitely look forward to that. That's gonna be cool. So yeah, got a lot of things in the works. So I know a reason why a lot of you are on here. You wanna know numbers. I'm sorry, I still don't have numbers. I still don't have power numbers, but the car is running really well right now. I'm gonna throw some video footage in here. I got an Insta360 with a big back mount boomstick. So we'll throw some of that on here for you guys so you can hear some exhaust notes and some in-car stuff. I feel like it's probably in the 500 plus range right now. My butt dynamometer is saying so. So the car before was 520. It's losing traction and got the same pull as it did before. So, but we're only at 22 PSI right now with the new turbo. Hopefully with turning it up in the next week or so, we'll start to get in the 600 range. That's what I'm hoping for. And we'll see what this turbo is really capable of doing. And then that way I can really give you guys some solid numbers. I'm hoping to take this car maybe to California to dyno it. I'm still debating on that part. It's really hot here in Arizona right now, and so dynoing the car here, it's gonna be a little tricky. I do have meth on the car, so that should help me out with my intake air temperatures, which is the main issue. But when it starts to get 110 degrees outside, nothing is good. Your barometric readings are garbage. Everything is not good. And so if the air is garbage, no matter what the temperature is, the car is going to run garbage, and we're not going to see the peak performance of it. So it'd be cool to go closer to sea level and nicer weather, maybe better barometrics. I don't know. I haven't raced in California in a long time, so don't know what those values are looking like during the middle of the summer. So we'll check that out. We'll figure out what's going to be the best option to tune it and or dyno it here in Arizona, or take it to California for a weekend and dyno it there. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now with the car. Like I said, I post a lot more on my Instagram, so be sure to follow it, In-House Performance. And we'll have the online site probably going live in a couple of weeks. That'll be inhouseperformance.com. If you guys need to reach out to me and you have other questions and you can't get a hold of me on my Instagram or anywhere else, it's tyler.house@inhouseperformance.com. We're really going to take this to the next level. I'm going to try to do my best to give you guys good products, good videos, and some more tutorials. I have one coming out at the end of this week for the Dorsch Stage 2 high pressure fuel pump and their new lift kit. It's a great addition to the car, giving me the fuel I need, not having any fuel restrictions. So definitely look forward to that video coming at the end of this week too. sorry, that's all the footage I could get for you guys right now. Still been working on the car a little bit here and there, trying to get things dialed. I'm also trying to get my camera setup dialed. I ordered an Insta360 mount, and unfortunately the mount came with magnets and a suction cup, and my trunk is carbon, so I don't really like the setup for the mount right now. So I have a new setup coming this week, and then that way I can get you guys some better out of the car footage, and with my microphone in the trunk, maybe some less wind noise. So I'm still trying to fine tune this process as well, so I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. Hopefully on the next video, I'll be able to get you guys some more performance aspects, maybe some draggy times of 0 to 60s and stuff like that as we start turning up the boost, so you guys can actually see the performance aspects of what the car is seeing with all those modifications done to it. So I really appreciate you guys joining me on the channel this time. Look forward to my new video coming out at the end of this week for Dorsch Engineering's high pressure fuel pump and their new lift kit. Hopefully I get to see you guys at Beamer Invasion. We'll be there Labor Day weekend, so if you guys are out there, come say hi. I'd love to talk to everybody, answer anybody's questions. And so thanks everyone for joining the channel. Hit like, hit subscribe. I'll do my best to keep putting out videos for you guys. Thanks. Have a good one.